Here's what I discovered. Exercise. I walk every day for exercise. I know that's not much, but I do with my little doggy. And what's weird about this neighborhood is at the end of every block, they have these electrical boxes. And on the boxes, they all say, call before you dig. Because you don't want to be digging around a 20,000 volt electrical box. But I got kind of bored by those stickers, so what I did on my walk today is I took a pen with me, and I put a comma on each one of them stickers, so now they all say, call before you dig. Right? Gives it a nice 70s blaxploitation touch. I got a next door neighbor. He's got one of those shitty, scrappy, poofy dogs. It's called a Pomeranian. Been bit 3 times by the Pomeranian. I am convinced that if you shaved a Pomeranian, you would find an angry cat pulling levers. I used to live in a very Jewish neighborhood in the middle of the city. I'm a Jewish man, in case you haven't noticed. And my neighbors were Orthodox Jews. They would invite me to the high holidays for dinner, you know, Yom Kippur, for Shabbat, very nice. And it got really awkward one time because I was seated next to a Holocaust survivor. And here's the weirdest part of the story. I'd gone bar hopping the night before, and some girl had written her phone number on my arm. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Let it sink in. He got very upset at me, and I could not calm him down, even though I tried to reassure him that Auschwitz is not in the 323 area code. Your pain is my pleasure, ma'am. Like I said, I'm a Jewish man. I go to a lot of my friends' kids' bar mitzvahs. Yeah, I'm of that age. And if you haven't been to a bar mitzvah party, let me try and describe it to you. It's basically a big open bar with really ugly children. Namely 13-year-old boys, or as I like to call them, dicks with bad posture. So me and my buddies, we were throwing down some beers, making fun of these kids trying to dance, trying to pick up kids, trying to eat with a knife and fork. That's the best thing of all. Then one of my friends had to spoil the party. He's like, hey, remember what we were like at 13? And then it got sad. Because here's what I was like at 13 years old. I was 30 pounds overweight. I had Coke bottle glasses, lenses so thick they used to pop out when the sun got hot. And for some reason, I had a fetish for purple Adidas velour tracksuits. I looked like a tiny Armenian gangster. You know, you're awesome when you go to the Harlem Globetrotters game for your 13th birthday, and the Washington Generals stop the game to make fun of you. Just to put that into perspective, it's the Washington Generals' job to lose every game to the Harlem Globetrotters. Let's put this in further perspective. A Washington Generals team emblem is a Washington General being dunked on by a Harlem Globetrotter. You guys like crazy Christians? I love crazy Christians, right? Big fan of the Westboro Baptist Church. Pat Robertson, right? Because they're crazy. That's why we love them. Not because I believe in them. I like it because every time something horrible happens in the world, like a natural disaster, they, of course, blame the gays, right? That tornado has caused God's curse for the homosexual's behavior, right? And that's fucking crazy, right? Because I don't know a whole lot about science, but I do know this. 2 men in a loving, consensual relationship cannot cause an earthquake in Mexico City. They can, however, cause an awesome vacation in Mexico City. You could put 2 gay men in the desert, they would find tequila and poppers. But I think if you are going to blame horrible things on gay people, you should, and you want to be taken seriously, you should come up with real things that happen and things that gays are guilty of. Like going into shitty neighborhoods, making them beautiful, and indirectly causing the rents to go up. Take your placards to the east side, Westboro Baptist Church. Look at the gays with their mid-century modern paint schemes and their crown molding and their satanic beautiful landscaping. God has cursed us. Now no one can afford a one-bedroom in Silver Lake. Christian people have their own dating website, christianmingle.com, and they have the best radio commercials of all time. They had one commercial that was on AM radio because that's what Christian people listen to, dead technology. The announcer's like, Christian Mingle. Finally, God has devised a way for Christians to meet. Hey guys, God invented Christian Mingle. Did you know that? On the first 6 days, he created all the plants and all the animals, and on the 7th day, he used graphic design, C++ coding, and site engine optimization to create a dating website for Christians 18 through 49. No homos allowed. Wah. Do you know why Jesus died for your sins? So Christians could also have a shitty, awkward coffee date. I am in my 40s, and I broke up with somebody, and I went through that weird, creepy period that every man in their 40s goes through, which is dating women in their 20s, dating women that are way too young for them. And I can't do it, right? I just can't do it, like, because they all want to go to clubs and go to like all-night parties and go see bands, and I just want to eat and go to sleep. I can find food anywhere, guys. A 26-year-old girl took me to a Deadmau5 concert. I found a table, a chair, and pizza. So I'm trying to date women more my age group, and a lot of the women in my age group have had kids, which is fine, because everybody makes a mistake, right? But a lot of my friends are in their 20s because I do comedy, and they ask stupid questions. Like, they say disgusting things. One of my friends actually said this: why would you have sex with a woman who's had kids? Aren't their vaginas a little loose? First of all, that's gross. Secondly, totally untrue, because the last 2 women I dated who had kids did 1,000 Kegels a day. Because let me tell you something, a single woman with kids trying to get back in the dating pool is like a star NFL running back with a knee injury. They will do anything to get back in the game. You ever had sex with a woman who does 1,000 Kegels a day? That's a fucking Chuck Norris vagina. That vagina will break your dick in 2, then go back to Vietnam and bring back the POWs.